Hey guys, hope everything's good. Today is Father's Day. Don't have my son this weekend. He is working, got his first job, and I'm super proud of him for that. So, him being able to go and work just brings me a lot of joy. He's 15 years old, first job. I think I'm more excited than he is actually. So that's why I'm doing this video myself. Usually I like to wait on him. He does like to be involved. But anyways, what we have here is the Blue Demon Battery Operated Tungsten Sharpener. This thing, it's pretty awesome. I really like it. The portability, the convenience, just being able to go out there, not having to look for a plug or a bench grinder to get some tungsten sharpened. It's a really handy tool, and I do like it. Now, in the box, what you got here is your body of the sharpener itself. It does come with a battery. Now, depending on how much you're out traveling or if it's going to be a while before you get to a plug-in to charge, I suggest just grabbing another battery along with it. And that way you don't have to worry about it. I sharpened 2 packs of tungsten and the battery didn't die on me. So that's a pretty good lasting battery in my opinion. Now, I was using 3/32, so depending on what you're using, some might take a little longer to sharpen than others. Yeah, but what you got here, you got your body of the system. This is going to be where you put your tungsten in to sharpen it, and we'll go over that in just a second. You also get your charger for the system, and it comes with a bunch of diamond wheels here for sharpening your tungsten, so you shouldn't have a problem running out like anytime soon. But if you want it, you can order extras with it just so you don't get caught up in a situation. Comes with extra mandrels. That's nice. You know, I've lost some too, and like, man, I wish I had an extra one. So they throw those in there. It comes with a little tool to tighten everything up. It comes with this, which you put your tungsten in and tighten this down and hold it while you're sharpening your tungsten. So what we'll do is I'll show you exactly how this thing works and how I line everything up to get a proper center line for the tungsten that I'm sharpening. All right, so let's get into this so I can show you what I really like about this thing, how it works, and what you can do with it. So first off, obviously you got your system here and your battery, which is already installed. Now what you're going to have to do is take this plastic cover off. It's like a thread protector, I guess. Then you're going to grab this piece here, which this is going to be where you will insert your tungsten. And what you have here, you got 30-degree angle, spin it. There's a 40-degree, 15-degree, 20-degree, so on and so forth. Now, if you want to use a 45, 60, 55, and so on, you unscrew this from the base, turn it around, and screw it back on. And now you'll use this upper side. Now, if you're not sure of the tungsten that you have in your hand and the size, they do have a little diagram here to where you can take. Now, this is a 3/32 tungsten, so I already know. But all you would do is just take and line up to which size tungsten you think you have, which is really cool. And I like that. And that matches up just right, 3/32. So, prime example of what I'm talking about, if I want a 60-degree angle on a 3/32, I wouldn't start up here on the biggest hole, okay? Not even the second. The third feels really good and nice and snug. Let's go back one more, it won't even go in. So I know that third one right there in the center is exactly where I want to be. So what I'm going to do is one last thing I wanted to point out. Right here, what does it say? Grinding plate alignment hole. I kind of struggled with this one in the beginning, trying to figure out the best way to get this thing lined up, and I'm going to show you what worked best for me. So first, what you're going to do is you are going to push this button here to lock this in. Well, you don't have to, but I take mine off first, then I'll put this system on. This is going to be your base, and you don't need to over tighten it, just snug, and that's all it takes, all it's required. So what I was doing, sorry, this wheel is a little loose on here. The little tool's got a flathead so you can tighten this up too. But it does take a Phillips as well. I'm going to put a small Phillips head in here just for that. But what I do is I put the mandrel down in the system, okay, and I take the wrench And, oh, sorry, almost did it. Don't forget to put this back on. It's going to lock everything down. Okay, put that in there. And what I do is push that button. And I'm not going to tighten this up all the way. I'm just going to run it snug and then back it off. And I'll show you exactly why here in just a second. I guess I could have just finger tightened that a little better. Okay, so I still got movement there, and that's what I'm looking for. So again, just going to do a little snug and back it off just a little bit. The reason I'm doing that is because I found that when I hold this system up and place the base of this on the base of this and line that up just like this, it worked out a lot better for me. So I can come straight down and line that up with that center hole right there. Now what I do is I push this in and go ahead and tighten it up. And then you just, okay, so I'm going to go 30 degrees. So I want that 30 degrees facing up. Then you just tighten this thing on there. Again, you don't have to torque it, just snug and call it a day. Now, what I was doing earlier is I was putting this on and then trying to align, watching that hole with that wheel, and that wasn't working out too good for me. So that system ended up working out pretty good, what I just did. Simple system. One thing I will tell you that I found, the speed control on this is pretty sensitive. So starting out, obviously I cranked it way up, okay, to see how it would sharpen. And what was happening because of the vibration, it was wanting to force the tungsten back out towards me. And I found a happy medium. I put it on 5 and it does just fine. So before you get started, here is my 30 degrees here. I'm going to put this in here, not all the way. I'm just getting myself lined up and ready. Then I turn the system on. Go straight down in there. So this is a perfect example. I'm actually using a wheel that I've already wore out. Yeah, I wore that one out pretty good. So what I'm going to do, take this thing off right here. I'm just on the top. Get my little tool here. I'm going to loosen that wheel up. Try to. I really need to get a little Phillips in here for this process to go a little smoother and a little faster. Okay. Hold that over here so I don't lose anything. I'm going to get me a brand new wheel. Here it go. There's a washer on here too. I just dropped it. That's all right. I'll just take another one off here. Couldn't have gone far. And put my screw in there. Get it started by hand. Make sure I'm not cross-threading anything. Tool back in there, start to tighten it up. What that's doing is allowing me to make sure this is still good and tight. Yep, still good and tight. All right. And make sure my 30 degrees is on the top side. Tighten this back up. But I'm kind of glad that happened. That way you can see how easy it is to change the wheel. I do suggest getting a Phillips head though. Work out a lot smoother for you. So again, I'm going to go in here, 30 degrees. Put that in there. And just like that, hopefully this camera will zoom in there. And if you want to blunt the end, all you got to do is turn this on. Reach right in that hole and tap at will, and it's going to blunt that end out for you. Now, entirely up to you on how you pack this thing around. You can constantly take it apart, put it back together for its case. But if you're traveling, I suggest maybe getting like a soft case for it to leave it in, and then a little separate tool bag that'll fit in that soft case to put all this little stuff in. And that way you just put it in your toolbox or whatever the case may be. But I do like this. I know it sounds a little goofy. I'm kind of a tool guy. I like to take stuff apart, put it back together. So me, I'm going to take it apart, put it back in, take it apart, put it back in. But yeah, so I have to say it's a very, very, very useful tool, especially if you're on a budget. Okay, here's one of the biggest things, because I'm on a budget. I couldn't afford one of those $600-700 bench style tungsten grinders. So, this was the next best option for me, and it's doing great. I'm using it right here in my garage. One day I'll get one of the bigger ones because I really want to try them out and see how they are. Try to get a review on that as well. But so far, this Blue Demon one, it has done nothing but impress me. Another cool thing too. Now, let me get this off of here so I can actually show you. Technically, I don't have to take that wheel off. Sorry, I was just getting in a rush. Loosen that up. Take that out of there. Take this off of here. Okay. Now, one thing I do a lot, I use a Dremel a whole lot, all the time. And I've got one of these little hand tools to go with it. So when I'm etching in on stuff, it makes it a lot more comfortable. And this system, I've already tried it, will work on here. Now, I'm not trying to promote Dremel's tool to go with the Blue Demon, but what I'm saying, this is not just a tungsten grinder. There are multiple areas you can use this thing for. Sorry about that, my camera fell over. So yeah, if you're out and you need to die grind on some stuff, I use the Benchmark abrasives die grinder sets that they have. They do wonderful. The steel and aluminum burr bits that they have, they're pretty great. I have no complaints about them at all. They come in a nice little case too. But yeah, what I'm getting at is you don't have to just only use it for tungsten sharpening. If you're out there and you run into a situation to where you need to die grind something, or I don't know, deburr a hole, whatever the case may be, slide that bit in there and do what you got to do. So it's a very useful tool in multiple areas now, and that's what I really like about it. So I'd like to say thank you to those who did watch. If you have any questions as far as this system is concerned, please reach out to me. I suggest if you are in an area or have a weld shop or anything next to you that you can go actually see and utilize one of these or try it out, I think you'll enjoy it. So again, thanks for watching.